and then they ran it. Then it became the 956 engine in the early 956 Group C car, and then it became the 962 engine, and which is cars I drove in the day with the 962s and GTP. So the engines had a long life. It ended up as the GT1 engine later on also. So in the middle of all that, it went in this car in '87. It became the production engine for this car. They added the sequential twin turbos to try something different, etc. So when we finally got the cars, the first car I had in the United States, we brought it in as a tourist visa. So I drove it for 1 year and then had to leave the country. And I actually sold that car to Paul Allen from Microsoft, and he took it to France and kept it there. And then he introduced me to Bill Gates, and he said, "You have to talk to him because I'm not going to explain this to him because he has attention deficit disorder." So I spent 12:30 in the morning one morning is when I talked to him, and we talked for about 35, 40 minutes, and this was a practical car for him to own. He's in Seattle, it rains all the time. Car's got all-wheel drive, it's got good ride height, they're not going to be scratching the spoiler. It's easy to get in and out, and it's got great visibility. So I sold one of these to Bill Gates, and he kept it till, I think 3 years ago, we sold it to a new customer. We had it from 1987, 88 till 3 years ago. And the Paul Allen car, which I have not seen since 1988 when I sold it to him, is in my shop right now for the first time. And Paul, after he passed away, we sold to somebody in New York, and now it's back at my place. So we started.
So they're very, how can I put it? They're very well kept cars.
Yeah, they're very well kept cars.
And so for the audience here, you talk a little bit about the nuances of what a turbocharger means to being put on an engine. In other words, you've got a regular stock engine, and then you will various manufacturers turbocharge your cars. What does that really do to the car? What are the advantages and the disadvantages? Maybe briefly talk about the difference between turbocharging and supercharging. You hear that a lot. We even see it in modern day brand new produced cars.
Well, first of all, the turbocharger, if you don't know, was invented in 1905. And it took 20 years before it ended up on an automotive application engine. And then by the 50s, it was in tractor equipment and then trucks. And it became, almost every truck has turbochargers to make power, because they were also easier on emissions and better on fuel mileage at the same time. But the reality was that almost right out of the box, it was a 50% power increase. 50%.
So think about that. 100. It's the reason we have this display this year. It's 120th anniversary of this turbocharger. So think about that. I mean, it's very complex technology, but yet it's simple.
Yeah, no, it is simple. Well, it's simple, but